Yes. My sister. Hi, my sister.
Every single time.
Yes, Ashe, Ashe. I love it.
Ashay! Oh my God. It be
Yo,
like such good energy every single time. It's illumination,
I
man.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We reflection. We reflection. We reflections.
Oh my, yes, we are. We are
You know what
mirrors. It's like, as soon as I see, I'm like,
I'm saying?
it's good energy.
Yes.
Oh, we got people coming on saying hello to us. Hi, everybody.
What's up,
Thanks for
everybody?
joining us. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put a pin here so people will know when they come on what's going on between us.
Okay. Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. I'm new. I'm new to this, so I'm gonna follow. I'm following your lead all the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I just learned how to use this week. So,
Ah,
hello.
wow.
Let's let's see. All right. So I'll do this quickly and then we'll get started. But
Okay.
thank you guys for joining us. Let's see here. I'm like a grandma. I just learned how to use this thing this week and I love it.
Yo, I need to come and get a lesson. You gotta have to teach me.
For sure. I got you.
Word
Again,
up.
guys, when we start, if you have questions, you can just drop them in the question box and it'll show up so everybody can see what we're talking about when they come on here. Oh, thank you. She said she loves our energy.
Ah, yay! That's love. That's love. That's love. That's what. That's love. That's love. It's equally a blessing. I
This
say.
is true. How are you doing? How's things going during this quarantine for you?
You know what, sis? It's been really like it's been so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like reflections
Mm.
and also like reconnecting with family and friends. Um,
Good.
just being mindful, like being in the space of gratitude and mindfulness. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
I love that.
Truly. Like the universe was, I mean, the Mother Earth was like, hey, y'all can sit down for, I need y'all to sit down for just a second.
Just 1 second. Go up to your
Just,
room and you sit put. And I'll tell you when you can come out.
and just exactly. But also, prayers to people whose families, you know what I'm saying, who have lost, whose loved ones who they've lost and stuff like that. Like just being
100%.
in 100 being in prayer and communion with them as well as the people on the front lines. It's been like, wow, man, we are truly one. We
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that we are one.
Yes.
We are one. You know.
Yes. And that's one thing I love. Actually, I've paid attention, or I felt the shift from the universe as a collective. You know,
Hmm.
neighbors are saying hi to you. Neighbors ain't never said hey. Now we saying hey. I'm like, what? I'm happy about
Right.
that. You know, you in the grocery store, you making eye contact again. You know, depending on where you live. So it's
Yeah.
just that people are starting to connect again, and I love that. Not only are they connecting with themselves, we're connecting with
Hmm.
each other, and
Yeah.
we're gonna connect today. And
Yes.
we're going to connect with all the people that's joining us
I share.
again. So let's go ahead and get started.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that
Mhm.
Jason, my brother, thank you so much for joining us today. This is on behalf of Fate. It's a company I started. It's a nonprofit. It stands
Yeah.
for the Foundation for Artistic Talent and Empowerment.
Mm.
And, you know, the purpose of it was because, you know, as an artist, when you start in, and I know you're going to share some of your experiences with everyone, but
Mhm.
sometimes you don't know where to start or what to
Yeah.
do or whatever. And so I would like to create a platform for up and coming artists so that they can find people that, you know, they can learn from, not necessarily a hands-on mentorship, but even just dropping gems and knowledge on a live, you know.
Yeah.
I think that that's extremely important and it helps guide them, you know, as to see what's next for them or what they can be doing during this time or what they can do after this time or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah.
I went on and made a pin there, guys. Jason's Instagram is there, so make sure you guys follow him. You
I
can
share.
follow me as well as the Fake Company, the Instagram. You can see all updates, industry updates, the different panels, things of that sort we're going to be doing. We are located here in Atlanta, Georgia, so we'll be doing a lot of different activations and events to come. So just stay tuned for that. Okay,
Yes.
so back to you, my brother. Yeah,
You-
so you know, when I brought you on here, I just kind of wanted you to share with everyone, kind of tell them how you kind of got into the entertainment industry. Where did that all start for you?
to make a short story long,
We got time. We got time.
all right. So, essentially, you know, I'm a teacher. You know, I've been teaching. I was, you know, I've been teaching. Wow, I taught kindergarten through 8th grade, physical education and computer at two amazing African-centered institutions. One called Romar Academy. That's where I first started, and then the other one called Imhotep Academy. And so, in the space of me teaching, I was also I see one of the parents from Imhotep. What up? What up? Yeah.
Salute, Queen.
Peace, Miss Good. So yeah, in the space of me teaching, I was also coaching soccer, as well as I was before the teaching came on board, I was also a rapper. You know, so I was in a rap group.
You was a rapper?
Yeah.
Who knew? Oh my, spit a bar.
Oh, you know what? It go like this. Now speaking to the hopeless, oppressed, those with no rest, who got 5 bars and hold on. I got to go back.
Come on, I'm with you. Bring it back then. Bring it back.
All right. Speaking to the hopeless, oppressed, those with no rest, who can't get no rest. Oh, I stay working with the perfect submergence of brain surgeons. House calls be lurking through the minds of men so we can fight back. All the energy, speaking to that memory, making your energy blind. My memory fire, taking down assembly lines. It takes one star to shine. We build galaxies, black stars, black moons. A black planet consumes the room and wreaks chaos. Time's up, players. We rhyme sayers with the potential to shine in 5 categories.
Wow. Stop it, man.
That was.
You an intellectual writer. You a man. You an artist. Stop.
I say.
Who knew?
So that was prior to me teaching, right? One of my friends, one of the guys who's in the rap groups, man, my brother, we were all brothers, you know what I'm saying? But one day when I was after soccer practice, he called me and he was like, hey, you should go to Georgia State. They're having this audition. And I was like, for what? He was like, I don't know, for acting. Like, you should go. You always animated. You always crunk. You always hype. You should go do that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to the audition and they gave me my sides. And I was like, okay, what do I do? And she was like, oh, you green. And I was like, yeah, whatever that means. And so she was like, well, just go over the sides, read through it, and then we'll call you. They called me into the, I read the sides, we went over them, they called me into the room, and I started reading with the actress who wrote, well, the producer, the writer of the piece, and we just, it was like, yo, this is not acting. Once we started like going back and forth, it was like, yo, this is real. And so I got locked in, and then the next person sitting next to her was like, hey, can you read mine too? I read that one. Once again, locked in. And the next person was like, hey, can you do a Jamaican accent? And I was like, I could try. Did it. And the so that was done. And then the lady, the person who was over the department, Dr. Charlene Holmes,
okay,
she called me that night and she was like, hey, you got cast in all 6 of the pieces.
Get out.
But I can't let you do that because you've never acted before. So she said you can choose 2. And I chose 2. One was called Our Liberated Justice, and it was about the Black Panther Party.
Okay.
And then the other one was called Salam, and it was about a Muslim terrorist. And I did both of those. And from there, the bug, I guess I was bitten because I think I fell in love, and acting kind of found me. You know what I'm saying? But I really tell people that acting found me.
Wow.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So speaking of that, I'm so glad that you shared that story because that wasn't something that wasn't your intention. You say you started off as a teacher, you was coaching soccer. On top of doing all that, you were even a rapper. Who knew? And then it kind of just like fell in your lap, like this thing came to you.
It did.
And in that, you're saying that you were just so engulfed in it in that moment, that audition process, and you just felt like it was just second nature to you. What feeling did you have during that time that made you that confirmation that said, yeah, this is something I actually want to pursue or take seriously?
It was more so like once I did the that production, I was like, yo, I gotta have more of this. I want more of this. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just started like figuring out, okay, where do I take classes? Where can I learn? Where can I audition some more for more? And
Right.
so once again, it kind of fell in my lap. One of the church members from the church I used to attend, he was doing a play. He was like, hey, do you want to be in it? And I was like, yes. And
Wow.
so I started going, I did that. And then that turned into another opportunity. And it was like, yo, it was really serendipitous. And so really when I say like, I feel like this is a part of my mission and a part of my ministry, I really believe that because it found me. You know what I
Love
mean?
that.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you speak a lot too. You say your mission and it's a part of you and stuff like that. Could you kind of expand upon, how you really just, because what is it that keeps you and that what gives you that confirmation to say, okay, this is a part of me. This is a part of my mission. How do you stay grounded in that? Or how do you really just come back to that each time?
You know what? Like when the opportunities, like when they come, I'm truly grateful for every single opportunity, right?
Gratitude.
And so that gratitude is always the thing that makes me it makes me grounded. It's like, wow, this didn't have to happen, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm truly grateful for every single opportunity that comes my way. Every time I get an audition,
Mm-hmm.
every time I get a chance to work with another artist,
Wow.
another actor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. So I'm like, I truly like just flow in gratitude all
Mm-hmm.
the time. You know what I'm saying? And we talk, so you know
We
how.
talk. Man,
Yeah.
brother, I love your spirit. You truly have done the work, and I just love your spirit. So,
Sure.
in the world, I'm sure as they continue to get exposed to who you are, they continue to fall in love with you too. We got people in the comments saying stuff. Wow, you are such an inspiration to me, Jason, because I'm a teacher and now I'm trying to get back into the acting industry, and your words have motivated me even more.
Oh man, Ashe, that's beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about. So your first love, was it the rapping or what was your first as a kid? What did you, Jason, always dream of being? Was it an actor?
You know what? So first I wanted to I thought I was gonna play in the NBA. I really did. I was like, yo, I'm gonna play in the NBA. So my mom was like, she sent me to camps. I went to basketball camps. Me and my cousin, we went to different like tournaments, and I played. I played little, I guess rec ball, and just continued. Was like, yo, I'm gonna be a basketball player. I'm gonna play in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA. And when I got cut, my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
I played my freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
played my sophomore year, got cut my junior year. I was like, oh, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was already kind of like rapping a little bit. And then after I got cut, it was like, okay, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna write songs. I'm gonna write music. You know what I'm saying? And that just continued. It continued. It continued. So it
Mm-hmm.
was more so like, hey, this was first. It was an NBA player. Then it was a rapper.
Now I'm an actor.
Right.
I love it. I love it. So you kind of spoke to some of your journey and kind of bouncing and letting things come to you and stuff like that. But could you talk about, maybe some of the adversities that you face, maybe starting out as an artist or that you continue to face as an artist? Could you speak to that for them?
Yeah. You know what? I believe that, I think Frederick Douglass made a quote. He said, that which does not kill you makes you stronger. So
Mm,
like, I think we're always going to go through adversity,
I
and
love
we're always going to be faced with like obstacles in life and in the work, right? In the work.
it.
So like, yeah, I will say this though. I've been truly blessed to be a part of a village, and
Mm,
and have a support system. My family, oh
mm,
my God, to help take care of me, and
mm,
friends in
mm,
those times of need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
mm.
I got friends who will call and be like, "Yo, Hirsch, you need something to eat." My nickname used to be Hershey in high school, so.
Hirsch. Hey, love it.
So he'll be like, you good? You need something? You know what I'm saying? I cook something so you can come and grab a bite. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
just like stuff like that, and then
Hmm.
people always like championing, like people like my family, like that's my first. arm of support. Like I really know that they root for me like nobody else. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And to have that, that's like, yo, that's motivation for me to keep going. Like even in those times where I'm like, ooh, I had $1.67 in my checking account. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, I don't get paid until next week, so we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like even in those times, like knowing that they're like, no, we believe in you, keep going. We know you're gonna do this, and it's like, wow, man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing, you know.
I love that. I love that your family keeps you grounded and stands as a rock for you and a fortitude. You know, also you talked a lot about relationships, but could you speak to them about, you know, relationships within the industry and why they are important, you know, or how you develop them?
Oh wow, yeah. You know what? I truly believe in authentic, like building from a place of authenticity, and like you know, when I realized that if my dad always said, man, if you want to be a blessing, you be to bless. If you want to receive a blessing, then bless others. Bless others. If you want people to support you, support others. If you want love, you have to give love. Like so that always like set and resonate. You know what I'm saying? Resonated with
I felt that.
so so just knowing that, it's like, yo, okay, I want to be of service. And so that was the place that I always came from. Like even with community theater, like, okay, I'm acting, but I'm also helping break down the set. I'm helping to put up decorations to help pass out flyers. Like, yo, that's because we are a collective. And once you realize that you're a collective, man, your worth or the people that will go further than I think sometimes even your skills. Like the fact that people know that, you know what, you're dependable, you're a team player. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like those things like that, that's what really pushes. That's what helped me. I mean, that's what truly helped me and solidified a lot of relationships, because I'm blessed to have so many great relationships with so many like amazing people. So yeah, those things like being of service, that's so key. That's so key, man.
I love that. I love that. I'll tell you, you spoke about Georgia State earlier. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm a theater professor at Georgia State. I have like 400 students. Yeah. And I learned true service when I became a professor, because as a teacher, you're also a learner. You're constantly learning things so that you can be an expert in this area, so that you can assist and serve those that are looking to you for guidance. So the fact that you were a teacher first speaks a lot to your character. Anyone that is a teacher, you know that responsibility that you hold in teaching, you know, a community of people, of leaders, and building people. And in that building others, you're building yourself. So I love that you spoke to that. I love that you spoke to that. What advice would you possibly give like the younger version of Jason, the artist?
Wow, man. You know, I would honestly, I would say, hey, understand the business aspect as well. Like, know that this is a business, and therefore you have to be mindful and be wary of the business side of this industry, right? That piece of, I think that piece is what I would tell the my younger self. Like, hey, man, learn the business. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's as critical as honing your craft and honing your skill. The business piece is as important. So I'm still learning that to this day. Of course, we're always learning, like we're always growing. But definitely like learn the business.
And how are some ways that you're doing that? Like, what advice would you tell them? Like, to learn the business, is it like books, or is it like social media? Is it casting directors they should be following? What should they be trying to do to learn about this business?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think, of course, books. They're ample. Classes, definitely classes, because I think in classes you begin to talk to your tribe, people who are in the same. We're all in this. We're in this together, right? So we begin to bounce off of share information with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, like, yeah, man. this has been a really interesting time because now casting directors are doing these live things, and it's like, yo, you get listen to the information they're sharing,
Yes.
listen to what they're giving us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's free.
You know, and it's free.
It's free. Like this right now. You're a working actor. It's free.
Yeah.
You're literally being as authentic as possible. You're being transparent with this group of people.
Yeah.
And with everyone, just letting them know you're not charging anything for your expertise and your hard experiences that you made it through and came out on the other side. And with this, you know, we're hoping that someone else, you know, could possibly avoid some of the things by doing the research on the business, you know. So I love that you mentioned that. We're going to take a couple questions from them because they have a lot of them. Again, if you have questions, drop them in the question box instead of the comment section so everybody can see what you're asking. But I'll try to scroll up and see some of them here.
And you got to
you was spitting. They said you was spitting when you was rapping. They said you went off, okay? You were a character, and even in high school, you were always destined to be a star. That's what they said, Jason.
Ashe. Oh my God, that's a blessing.
Someone says, do you think that age affects you when you get into the industry?
You know what? Oddly enough, we are in an industry where it's almost to the point to where age is not that significant of a factor. And because there's so many roles that you know, they might need someone who's 70 years old, a 70-year-old mom. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that. Age. I honestly feel like, yo, if you want to do something, go for it. I don't care how old you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I really believe that. I really believe that, you know, it's never too late to do something that you've always wanted to do. You know? So I say, yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
But a number. You already know it.
I thought we said we weren't gonna be singing that one no more. But you know what? It is true though. It is just a number, and I love that you said that. Like if you have a dream, you just got to do it, because even with stuff going on with Corona and stuff like that, and things are happening and people are affected by it, I always tell myself, I check myself, and I'm sure you do the same thing, brother. I say, if I had 30 days left to live, am I really living in my higher self? Am I really accessing my maximum potential?
Yes.
And am I doing all that my heart desires? And oftentimes I come up short, and I say, I'm not. If I'm honest with myself, because I'm always pushing myself, and I'm always finding that there's more work, more service, more things that I can do, more ways that I can play in this universe, you know? So I love that you said that, because it's like, it's so inspiring to talk about your transition from being a teacher to acting falling in your lap, and now you're on different shows and people are able to see this talent that you've always had. You're able to share it with the world. So it's such a blessing. Someone says, how did you know to pursue and invest in acting with other interests in mind?
Wow. You know, like I said, as I said, you know, once I think my situation is a little bit different, because I think everything kind of like happened serendipitously. And so, like I said, acting fell in my lap, or acting found me. The same thing with the agent. You know, I was in a play at this church, and one of the directors, she was an assistant casting director with Tyler Perry, and she was like, "Hey, do you have an agent?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "I want to get you one." She got me my first agent, and I've been with them since that time.
Wow.
So it's like, you know, once I knew that I was in love with it, I was like, yo, where can I go take classes? Man, I took classes with Greg Allen Williams, with the Blueprint for Acting, with Pan Fam, with Dwayne Boyd. Like I was taking classes everywhere I could go, right? And so it's just one of those things to where you say, you know what, this is what I want. I have to go and put in whatever time, whatever investment to pursue it and to make it come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I approached it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's see. You got more questions here. They say, how do you feel about, and this is from Being Nat. Hey, Queen. Hey. How do you feel about being underestimated when you have little to no experience?
Oh man, you know what? That's one thing. I think that's one thing that we have to do. We have to, you can't worry about what people say or think. What people think about you is none of your business, right? What people think about you is none of your business. So when you go, so you have to be vigilant and knowing that, hey, you know what? I'm going to continue to hone my craft. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to take the classes I need to take, and you just keep grinding. And so eventually you'll get to the point to where now you can be of service and you can begin to walk into your greatness, because we're all here to walk in our greatness, right? So I think that when we put in the time and we put in that blood, sweat, and tears, you're gonna begin to walk in it. And I love it when I love it when I see us walk in our greatness. It's like, yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's a word, brother. I love the way you said that. No, nothing else needs to be said after that one. You took y'all to church for sure. What's your why for pursuing this dream?
Wow, the why. You know what? So it's so that's Darian, what's up, brother? My one of my acting coaches, Dorian Santiago, man, he said one day, if your why doesn't make you cry, or if it doesn't bring you the ultimate joy, then reconsider it. Think about it, right? And so my why, man, my grandparents, before my grandmother passed, and my grandfather, before they both passed, my granddad said, he said, "You gonna be in a movie with Denzel Washington?" I said, "Yes, I am, granddad."
I receive it. I receive it.
So that just that right there, that brings me joy to know that one day when I'm in that film with Denzel, I would have my grandfather would have he's gonna be watching over and being like, "Wow, there it is, Jake." My cousins call me Jake.
You got all the names.
Yeah, I got a bunch of nicknames.
Hirsch, Big Hirsch, Big Jake.
Yes. So
Big Bro.
that's me. You know what I'm saying? But that's a part of my why. And as the other piece connected to that is because I wanted to build. I want to start my own school, right?
Yes,
And
cool.
I know that I've been connecting and building with so many people, actors, teachers, you know, that essentially that is going to happen. And I think this platform is going to allow me to be able to do that. And it's going to be a school of transcendental thought. You know what I'm saying? I want to teach children how to tap into the art of meditation, and the practicality of breathing and why breathing is essential. You know what I'm saying? So that's my greatest goal, my greatest desire. And I know that this platform is going to allow me to do that.
I love that. Let's just take a deep breath right now. You with me? Y'all can do it too. Take a deep breath.
Deep breath. Yes.
Man, it feels so good, don't it? To just acknowledge your breath. Especially with everything going on around us, it feels so good to be present. So good to be present. I love that. You got another question, brother. They say, okay, we asked that one. Okay.
And shout out to Kevin.
How did you feel meeting the RSA and the WuTang Clan? I really want to know that story.
Yo, so that whole story right there is once again serendipitous. But needless to say, I first of all, shout out to co-star coaching with Chantal, right?
Hey, Chantal. Is she on there?
No, I don't think so. But that's where I taped my audition. We did the audition. It was, transformative. We kicked butt, and so from there, my manager was able to. Well, first of all, my manager was able to get me the audition because through co-star coaching, and then I did the audition, taped it, knocked it out, lived truthfully, and when I went up to New York, they flew me up to New York to go get fitted for a grill in my mouth. And then the next day, they were like, "Hey, we need you to come back and start shooting." But the day before that, they were like, "Hey, the RZA wants to talk to you about your character." And I was like, "What?"
Call me anytime. I'm right here by my phone waiting.
Right. So we talked, and he just gave me some really fundamentally dope gems on like who this person was. And he was like, yo, this guy, he was ill. He was a presence. And so you just let your presence be felt, you know. And I was like, okay, got it. And so, you know, when I got up there to New York, I met Alex Che. He was the co-director. And then Method Man was on set for one of the days, and I was like, "Yo, Method Man!"
Yo.
So you know, he was really cool. He was definitely like just laid back, kicking it. But the beautiful thing about it, man, is that everybody was just so in tune and so just real and so authentic, because we were all there to tell this story of a group that pretty much, I mean, they laid the foundation for like underground hip hop, if you will. But they really, like the WuTang, they were like no other rap group that we had ever seen. So it's like, man, we get to tell this story. Everybody was just there to tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
You just fit right in. Look,
Yeah.
you could have moved in on that set. I love it. So what would be, brother, what would be 3 tips that you would probably leave with a new actor or a new artist, a beginning artist? What's 3 tips that you would give them to advance their artistic careers?
Yeah, 3 tips. Like I said, man, I will say to my younger self, learn the business.
Okay.
Become a student of the craft.
You
know what I'm saying?
Like that.
And I really believe in training. Like, take classes, train. Like, I went to LA to train with Margie Haber, and that experience changed my life, right? So yeah, take classes, daily practices. Like, yeah. So I'll come back to daily practices, Elise. But yeah, learn the business, train, and I want to say, like, implement meditation.
Meditation. I love meditation.
I think it
don't play with me in my meditation.
Okay. It allows you, it really does. It allows you to become so focused and so in tune with yourself that it's really hard for the outside to really penetrate when you are really tapped in, tuned in, and turned on. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's Abraham Hicks right there. You know what I'm talking about?
You done took us there. Look, you done took us. For those of you guys that don't know Abraham Hicks, super shout out. I love her teachings. Jason loves her teachings.
Yes.
And you should listen to her. Go type her in on YouTube.
Absolutely. But yeah,
some good vibes.
Yeah, absolutely, for good vibes. 100%. 100%. So yeah, those, I believe that those are some basic tips, 3 basic tips. And then, like I said, that meditation is a daily practice. That's to keep yourself grounded and to keep yourself in tune. Of course, the quarantine has allowed me to really begin to like pay attention and watch shows that I hadn't been able to watch. And so I've been kind of paying attention to like shot selections and watching other actors and watching them work, and their breathing. Breathing is so fundamental, like breathing. And so I still want to go to London to train in London.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, Lambda Academy. You know what I'm saying? I still want to go there because of the training.
And this is a working actor that still wants to go do that, go get some more training. And I think that it's important for us to acknowledge that. Because some people just want to, you know, they say, oh, I just need to get an agent. And they think that's where the work ends. That's where the work begins. You get an agent, and then that audition process, that's a whole nother skill set.
That is.
So can you speak to that, brother?
As far as the audition, well, first of all, like, Ashe, Frank, Pretty Fly Society, that's good. That's the fam.
What's up?
But you know that the audition process, like, that's a process, right? So it starts from the very beginning. Like, and I know we hear this all the time, but like getting the sides, going over, doing your backstory, And I think Margie Haber even said it even best. She said, these aren't sides. It's a slice of life. Like she talks about it being a slice of life. And that allows us to live truthfully in the moment, right? We're not, and so to the point to where you do the work, like you study, you break down the scene, you find out all the clues which are already written. You just have to find those clues inside of the the what's given, and then you live. You and you know, I think with self taping, we do a lot of self taping here in Atlanta. That's a whole nother beast, right? And so finding places that will allow you to grow and that you can, I guess, finding those communities. You know what I'm saying? Finding those communities. I think Nova House has a very a strong community where you can grow and become, and you know what I'm saying, growing your craft. Also, co-star coaching with Chantal. You know what I'm saying? Shay Mac, Mac. You know what I'm saying? Mac Wells. It's like it's they're no Drama Inc. There's so many other.
Red Oracle.
Yes, yes, yes. There's so many places where we have the opportunity to grow.
And I'll say, brother, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'll say, I remember you put me on tape for audition. That was my first callback for a lead in a film when I first moved to Atlanta. It was audition that you put me on tape for at the Nova House.
Word, that's I love it. That's just yes.
Yeah, so you have they've been putting questions in the putting questions in the comments. I asked that you just put the questions in the question box so that we can make sure your question is answered.
Absolutely.
Jason has answered so many things. He's dropped so many gems on you guys already. I hope you're taking notes for sure.
Oh, that's
let's see here. What else people have to say to you, brother? They say, do you have any daily practices that keep you sharp, especially in times of the Rona?
Yo, so I was talking about the meditation piece, like, man, and shout out to my homegirl, Brianna Starks. She has, I know a lot of people are doing it, but she has a group called the 21 Days of Abundance, and
nice.
So Deepak Chakra has that 21 days.
I'd love to join that one.
So yeah. So it's really dope. I'll send you the link as well. But yeah, man, meditation, yoga, and I'm learning yoga. It's hard.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I know you can hear me this time. SLC Butterfly, I know you can hear me, sis, because they're giving me thumbs up saying they can hear me. So how about you give me a thumbs up? Let me know you can holler if you hear me. If you hear me.
She said she can hear you. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Queen. Yeah, so all our kings and queens are coming back on here. Just for a recap, we have Jason Louder. He is an actor. He's a phenomenal actor, a working actor, a blessed actor, full of light, full of love and abundance. He talked to us how he, okay, good. They said we can hear you. Thank you, Lee. He told us so far about how he got started in the industry, you know, his transition from teaching to now being a great actor, as well as some of the adversities that he faced and how he overcame those, some different tools that he uses for daily practices. Again, if you have questions, put them in that question box for me, because you know, we lost those questions when we lost our sound. But they ain't gonna take my sound from me.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm back. I'm always going to speak.
Yes, they can't take that sound. I think somebody also had asked a question previously about as far as the business is concerned. And I think that when talking to people who are advanced in the industry as well is something that I've learned to do. And so it's like, hey, you know what did you do to join SAG, or how'd you decide if you needed to start your own company? Like those types of questions. And if you do start your own company, then how did you design it, or how did you what route did you go through? You know what I'm saying? So those asking people who've already done it, who are already doing it, I think that's the key too. Because one thing I learned from one of the momagers, her son, she was saying that they had to start their own. They pretty much they started their own company. And so it was not a buyout, but I can't even think of the name. I can't even think of the word right now. Um, the studio paid the company, and then the company paid her son, but it was still her son's company. So
Interesting.
they didn't take as many taxes out, right? Yeah, yeah. So it was yeah, of course LLC. There you go. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, brother. But
Thank
yeah,
you, King.
yeah, blessings.
Or S Corp, yeah.
Or escort. There you go. See this.
There's people that know the answers.
brother Atkinson, he's been working for a while in the industry, so that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him on we're gonna have to get you, King, on one of these lives.
Yes.
To talk to everybody about, you know, all of your accomplishments. Congratulations to you, King.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
So yeah, guys, if you have those questions, just pop them in that question box, because we lost those questions when we got off the live just a minute ago. Again, we just want to say I apologize that I lost my sound, but hey, technical difficulties happen, don't they?
They do happen.
Look, you can almost get excused for almost everything nowadays after Rona. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late to work. You know, my sleep pattern is off because of Rona.
Don't do it though. Yeah.
So someone says, hey, can you please tell me the name of the manager? His first name was Sean. She must have missed
Yes.
part.
Oh, I'm sorry. His name was Sean. SEAN. Sean Farms. PHARMS. Sean Farms. Yeah, you could definitely find him. And like I said, just drop him a buzz.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you guys have other questions for Jason? Because I'm sorry, we have like 4 questions in there that I didn't get a chance to read, but I lost them when we got out. So if you could just pop those questions in there quickly for us again, so we can get these questions to Jason and he can answer them for you. Jason, what would you say is like possibly your dream role, or like something you just love to do?
You know what? It's funny because I think every role is special, right? And so I take it as such. You know, a dream would be to play Bob Marley. That would be a dream.
Yes!
That would be a
I
super
can see that.
word. Wow, that's hey, that would be a dream, right? Look at that. I even got his shirt. I already got a Bob Marley shirt on right now.
Today, look at you. Look at you manifesting.
But yeah, that would be a true dream. But like I said, any role is special, so I take it as such. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Were you going to answer a question before I asked you that one?
Oh yes. It's in regards to creating your own content. I think that for those of us who are, you know, creators, and we're all creative in our own way, but especially in this industry, we want to get into the habit or into the process of creating your own content. I think that's so important, because you don't have to wait on anybody nowadays. The way things happen now, you can shoot a movie on an iPhone, right?
Facts.
So we have the ability now more than ever before to just create our own content. And as you learn, you make mistakes, you recover, and you keep going. I think that's the beauty of it as well. We have the opportunity to do that. So man, create your own content. And that's what I've been learning as well. And get with people who, once again, like people who are of the like mind. You know, we have we take these acting classes, we're all together in classes. And it's like, man, somebody's a writer, or then oh boy, he's a director. Oh, but he also produces. There you go. You got a short film right there. So I mean, we have the resources. We just have to be open to lining up with people who are right here with us on the same level and creating together, because we all in this together, right?
I love that. I love that you always come back to we are one, we are a collective. Man, brother, you've given these people so much information for the free. That could have been a master class. I mean, you talked to us about how you got into this, your transitions, what you overcame, how you stay aligned, all of these different elements that lead back to this moment now. So we really, really appreciate you coming on here, taking time out of your quarantine schedule to talk to us and answer every single question. They threw so many questions at you and you handled them well, brother. So I really appreciate that. And, you know, again, for those of you guys that are coming in, I went on and I tagged Jason right there. I've tagged his Instagram, so make sure you guys follow him, as well as mine is there and F.A.T.E is there. And for those of you that came in, again, it's the Foundation for Artistic Talent and Empowerment. And we just want to showcase artists and spotlight artists. And today we got Jason on here. You know, he's been on WuTang. He's been on Black Lightning. We love his character on Black Lightning.
2 bits.
We love that character work, man. That was amazing, man. Yeah, so people have some positive things to say about you. Someone said they missed the beginning. Not to worry. I'll be posting this on my story, so you can always catch the replay. Most people always catch the replays. Oh, now they have a ton of questions now that we wrapping up. I'm getting a lot of questions in the question box now. Come on now, y'all. Oh, man, we here for you. Let's see, Jason. They want to say, where do you recommend training?
Okay, so man, there's so many really strong studios and places out here that are giving us some training. I would say Drama Inc. They have a really good platform and really good program out there. Rob Mello Studio, really strong, really solid working environment for actors. Where I train, or my acting dad is at Victor Love with Evolve Studios. Baba Victor, he's definitely my acting dad, and so you can definitely go and get some you can get enriched, you can fail forward, and you can
I love that.
learn the process. But yeah, his name is Victor Love, and he's with Evolve Acting. Yep.
Nice. One more question for you, Jason. Someone said, great advice, my brother. It ain't even a question. Great advice, my brother. Thanks. It's well appreciated. It ain't even a question. Let me make sure we got everybody so no one feels left out. Yep, we answered everybody's questions there. So
I just want to say thank you to you. Like when you told me that you started your own company, I said, man, and then the reason why you started it is for actors who can learn and grow together. I think that is so essential. That is so essential, man, that we're in this process together. We're on this journey together. You know what I'm saying? So the more we can give to one another, I think the better off we'll be. You know?
Yes. Thank you so much, brother. I really received that. That means so much to me. And even you just taking the time. I know people like, we ain't got nothing to do. We at home. You know, you could be meditating, you could be reading your books, you could be researching, all of that, but you took time out of your day to come on here and be of service to us. So it's highly appreciated. And
Ashe.
Again, guys, I'm gonna Ashe. Some people coming on Ashe. Yes. Again, this will be on the replay. If you missed the beginning, if you missed all of the knowledge that Jason dropped on us, it's okay. We have it saved for you, so you'll still be able to watch it. We are going live again. You have one more thing, brother?
Thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
As far as like for actors right now, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for us to be seen by casting directors. They're doing a lot of open calls. So man, if you can jump on Actors Access and check out those open calls, and even check out some of the open calls by, you know, different casting directors. Look up all the cast. Like right now is the time for research. That's one of our greatest tools as an actor, is our ability to research. So right now you can look up who wrote this piece, who directed this piece, but especially the casting directors, they're doing open calls, man, where they want to see so many people. So go and do the monologues, do all that, do what is available to us right now, because we're in a different time. And I really believe that. I don't even want to say that it's, I don't know if we've ever been normal. So I think that now we're at a point to where we can go and seek these people out and let them see your work, man. Just do your work, do the work, and fall in love with the work. Well, fall in love with the journey process.
I love that. I love that, brother. I love that. Fall in love with the journey. Fall in love with the process. We can end on that note, guys. We want to say thank you, kings and queens, for joining us. My brother is such a king. He wears his crown so well.
Thank
All
you.
of the things, yes, everything. You wear that king's hat so well. We're actually going live again. I'm doing a double up today, so I'm going live again. I know. I'm going live again at 8 o'clock with Leah Stone. She's a singer and songwriter. So you guys feel free to join us there as well if you're interested in songwriting, singing. We had a songwriter producer on yesterday, and he talked a lot about publishing deals and stuff like that. So if that's stuff you're interested in, this is a great opportunity for you. Salute again to our brother, Jason. I know y'all can't give it up. Y'all can clap from home, though.
I say.
All right, brother. I
Thank
love
you,
you so
Queen.
much.
Love you as well. Thank you so much.
Abundance, blessings,
Blessings
blessings.
and yes.
Okay. Bye bye.
Right. Peace and blessings.